Well, we've talked about the different sectors in Haiti and how they've been impacted by gang violence in the country. We've talked about the security sector, of course, being the first in line when it comes to gang violence. We've talked about the health sector. Just the other day, we were talking about the State University Hospital that was attacked just on the day when it was supposed to be reopened. And by the way, the minister in charge who had planned all this reopening and even made these journalists and police officers to be in the venue who were victims of this gang attack, the minister has been sacked by the prime minister, and we have another minister of health in Haiti currently. We've talked about the health sector extensively. We've talked about hospitals, critical hospitals that have been attacked by gangs, and how when a hospital is in a particular territory, no one else can go and get services from that hospital because these gangs are in control. We've talked about the economic sector. We've talked about the economy and the economic sector, but the economy is comprised of different particular sectors. And in this video, I want to talk about the transport sector in Haiti. And in this video, I want to talk about the transport sector in Haiti. And I will tell you exactly the numbers of victims from the transport sector as that report has been released by the Association of Transport Sectors. As that report has been released by the Association of Haiti Owners and Drivers, I'm going to tell you exactly how these gangs have affected the transport sector in Haiti, how the operations of the gangs were in line of better transportation in Haiti. And of course, I'm going to give you the numbers as has been provided by that association of how many people have been affected by the gang violence in Haiti, people in the transport sector, as well as passengers, and how these gangs have interfered with transportation in Haiti. Well, this is Bonafide. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe and hit that notification button so that when I release something new in Haiti, you get notified as soon as possible. Well, the transport sector is one of the major sectors in any particular economy. You're talking about the movements of goods and services and movement of people from one place to another. It is the transport sector that is the backbone of economic activities in different towns. People have to move to particular places so that they can do business, so that goods can go to one particular area of demand, so that demand and supply can work. So the transport sector is very, very critical in a country. And Haiti is no different than any other country when we are talking about the transport sector. But something has been bedeviling Haiti, and that one is known across the world. That is gang violence. We've talked about gang violence in different parts of Port-au-Prince. We've talked about gang violence in the Artibonite region that I'm going to touch also when you're talking about the transport system. We've talked about gang violence in different parts of the country. But we've not been talking about how this gang violence has been affecting transport or transportation in Haiti. Well, to have a better view of how these gang activities affect transportation in Haiti, let me take you back to October 3rd, the incident that happened in Pont-Sonde when the gang leader there, Ilan Luxon of the Grand Griffe gang, said that he conducted the activities of ending the lives of many people in that particular area because they were not cooperating. If you went deeper to understand how the Grand Griffe gang was operating in that particular, how the Grand Griffe gang was operating in that particular area, you'll realize by him saying that they were not cooperating, he also meant that these people were not paying toll fees to these gangs. Now, toll fees are very important to these gangs because that is like their primary way of getting finances to pay their gang members so that they can continue to do the activities, the gang activities. That aside from kidnappings and everything else. And I'm also going to tell you how kidnapping and transport system and gang activities are all intertwined. So when we are talking about these gang activities and how they affect the transport system, I want you to picture what the leader of the Grand Grave Gang was saying, that these gangs have to charge people toll fees for moving from one point to another. So whether you are in your own personal vehicle or whether you are in the public transportation system, you have to pay toll fees. Whether you are transporting goods from one point to another, whether you're a businessman or lady asking for goods so that you can continue your business, you have to factor in that these goods have to have some higher price because they are going to be charged through the transportation as toll fees. So transportation of goods is going to be a little bit higher because they have to be considerate of the toll fees in this particular region. So when you are going from one gang territory to another, they will charge you toll fees because you are in another territory. According to them, they'll say they are protecting you, but that is the gang activities. One person will be financing the gang activities by paying these toll fees. So this is exactly how the transport system in Haiti, in these gang control areas, is working. Now, according to the Association of Owners and Drivers in Haiti, between January 2024 and December 20th of 2024, about 30 drivers have lost their lives directly from gang violence in different parts of Haiti, in major highways and even feeder roads in different regions in Haiti. And 9 drivers have been kidnapped throughout the year. Now we're talking about numbers that have directly been caused by gang activities. These are people who have found roadblocks in particular highways and they lost their lives because of bullets from gang leaders or gang members. We're talking about people who have been hit because they have been targeted and they've been found in major highways. We're talking about just random acts of violence from gangs in major highways that have targeted drivers. And some have been kidnapped, of course, for ransom so that these gangs can have the money to continue to do their activities. So sadly, these are numbers that shouldn't be there, but all these 30 drivers have lost their lives directly from gang violence. 9 drivers have been kidnapped from January up to December 20th, 2024, as per the Association of Owners and Drivers in Haiti. And that is not all, because in the highways, you don't only find drivers. Most of these vehicles have passengers. And according to the association, the situation is just as bad for passengers, as 198 were kidnapped throughout the year, 22 lost their lives, and 46 have been injured over the same period because of these direct gang activities in different parts of Haiti. So these are stark numbers: 198 passengers. 198 passengers have been kidnapped. We're talking about highway. Criminality, where these vehicles will just be stopped, and then these gang members will go in. We're talking about highway criminals, where these vehicles will just be stopped. We're talking about highway criminals, where these vehicles will just be stopped. Then these gang members will go into a particular vehicle and command these people to go out of the vehicle. Then they will be kidnapped, and then ransom will be asked later. We're talking about 22 people having lost their lives just because they were moving from one point to another. And we're talking about at least 22 people. We're talking about at least 198 people or passengers kidnapped. We're talking about at least 30 drivers having been killed. We're talking about at least 30 drivers having lost their lives in this particular, in this period of time. And that means that these numbers could be higher because we don't have exactly fine details of how many have actually lost their lives. But these are the numbers that we have been provided by the Association of Owners and Drivers in Haiti. And more than just hurting drivers and passengers, the vehicles or the properties themselves have also been in line of fire from these gangs. We're talking about the report also gives the information that that 576 vehicles were burned, 246 were crushed, and 37 transport offices were looted in this period of time. So beyond just abducting and ensuring that people, so beyond just losing lives and abducting people, they went further to burn properties. These are vehicles that have been burned, offices that have been looted, and what have you, because of this gang violence. So the transport sector has also been heavily affected by the violence in Haiti, and that just gives you the scale of the kind of devastation that is in the country and the losses that are there, human losses and property losses because of gang violence in Haiti.